Hello everyone. I really didn't want to make this about myself. Honestly, I think it would have been better if Bumrah was here or Akashdeep was here. But Rohit is unfortunate to have me along his side. Since he said announced, I'm not going to take too much of your time. This will be my last day as an Indian cricketer in all formats at the international level. I do feel there's a bit of punch left in me as a cricketer, but I would like to expose and probably showcase that in club level cricket. But this will be the last day, and I've had a lot of fun. I must say I've created a lot of memories alongside Rohit and several of my other teammates, even though I've lost some of them over the last few years. We are the last bunch of OGs, if we can say that, left out in the dressing room, and I would be marking this as my date of having played at this level. Obviously, there are a lot of people to thank, but I would be failing in my duties if I didn't thank the BCCI and the fellow teammates. Several of them. I want to name a few of them. So all the coaches who've been a part of the journey. Most importantly, Rohit, Virat, Ajinkya, Pujara, who've taken those splendid catches around the bat to give me the number of wickets I've managed to get over the years. Also, a big thank you to the Australian cricket team, who've been very fierce competitors. I've enjoyed my time playing against them. And I think it's already getting long. I wouldn't be taking any questions, but it's truly a very emotional moment. I don't think I'm in a position where I would be answering the questions in the right way. So please pardon me for that. And once again, yeah, that's my time. Thanks for being the journalist that you've been, writing good things and of course writing nasty things on occasions. That's a relationship I think we would maintain forever, and I hope the cricketers to come in the future will also get the same amount of love that you've given them. Once again, thank you all, and yeah, see you all soon. As a cricketer, I've just stopped it, and I might go on to be involved with the game because this is a game that's given me everything. Right, thank you.
Rohit, your thoughts on Ashwin's decision, and why in the middle of the series has he taken this decision?
See, some decisions are very personal, and I don't think too many questions should be asked or raised. If a player has a choice, he has to be given that choice, and somebody like Ashwin, who's been there for us for so many years, is allowed to make those kind of decisions on his own, and we as teammates, have to respect it. And he was very sure about what he wanted to do, and the team has complete backing of his thought process. And obviously there is a bit of gap now, so for us as a team to regroup and collect our thoughts on this is very, very crucial right now. So we've got some time in between so we can think about how we need to proceed further. But speaking about Ash, he was very, very sure about this decision.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rohit, just when did you get to know, and what are conversations you had with him, just following on that?
I heard this when I came to Perth. I was not there for the first 3 or 4 days of the Test match, but this was in his mind since then. And there are obviously a lot of things that went behind it. I'm pretty sure Ash, when in position, will be able to answer that. But he understands, what the team is thinking. He understands what kind of combinations we are thinking, and when we came here as well, we were not sure about which spinner is going to play. We just wanted to assess and see what kind of conditions we get in front of us. But yeah, when I arrived in Perth, this was a chat we had, and I somehow convinced him to stay for that pink ball Test match, and then after it just happened so that if where he felt that if I'm not needed right now in the series, I'm better off, saying goodbye to the game. But obviously, we've not been to Melbourne yet, so we don't know what sort of conditions we expect there and what sort of combination. But just keeping Ash in particularly in mind, giving him that respect that if this is what he thinks, we should allow him to think that way, and we should all stand by what he is thinking at this point in time. That is what I'm thinking right now, and that is the kind of chat we've had as well, me and Gautam Gambhir as well. It's important when a player like him, who's had so many moments with the Indian team, and he's been truly a big match winner for us, gets to he's allowed to make those decisions on his own, and if it was now, so be it.
Captain, you have played so much of cricket with Ashwin. How would you sum up Ashwin as a character, a player, and all his achievements for India and in domestic also?
Hey, look, he's a very witty character, as you saw in his press conference. He's a very funny guy. There's no doubt about it. But look, I have played cricket with Ash since under 17. He was an opener batsman then, and then few years later, we all disappeared. And then suddenly I'm hearing news about Tamil Nadu, R. Ashwin taking 5 wickets, 7 wickets. And I was wondering who this guy is, because I played him as a batsman, and then suddenly he's turned out to be a bowler who's taking fifers. And then obviously, at international cricket we met again, and then we had a long journey together. Since 2010, so it's been a long time playing together. We all know what he's done for this team, so I don't need to repeat it again and again, but a true match winner that India has ever seen, one of the true match winner that India has ever seen in form of Ashwin. Whenever there was crisis, we had to look upon Ash, and then he was there to deliver for us. So yeah, his records speaks for itself as well. He's been such a servant of Indian cricket where he's probably not left any stone unturned.
So just on this, now that you know that Ashwin is not around, given that context, how significant was what Jadeja did in this game?
No, absolutely important, and that is why we went with that thought of playing Jadeja, because we just wanted to strengthen our batting, and we wanted to bat as deep as possible. And Jadeja has obviously recently in the overseas has batted really well, especially here in Australia as well. When we were here last, he got some runs, got some wickets as well. Obviously was not he was disappointed with his own bowling, but that can happen. It's not easy to not play and then suddenly you play and then you are expected to do a lot of things, but that happens. But yeah, he showed his true value with the bat. At the time when we needed somebody to just stitch that partnership and take that game as deep as possible, Jadeja was there to do that, and it plays a crucial role for us, whether it's with the ball or with the bat. So to have somebody like him in the squad is always nice.
Rohit, sorry to bring the attention back on the match, but before coming to Australia, you said you would look at your batting again and see how things pan out in the final New Zealand press conference. Have you looked at that, and how are you feeling about your batting going forward into the series, your personal batting?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've not batted well. There's no harm in accepting that. But I know what's in my mind, how I'm preparing myself. All those boxes are very much ticked. It's just about spending as much time as possible, which I'm pretty sure I'm just there. As long as my mind, my body, my feet are moving well, I'm pretty happy with how things are planning out for me. Sometimes those numbers can tell you that okay, it's been a while since he's got a big runs, but it's for a person like me, I think it's all about how I feel in my mind, what kind of prep I'm having before each game. and how I'm feeling about myself. That's the most important thing, and I'm feeling good about myself, to be honest. Yeah, runs are obviously not showing that, but inside it's a different feeling.
Thank you.
Rohit, just the way the match started and the way it ended, do you think India will go into Boxing Day test with a psychological edge?
No, I don't believe in all of that. It's just about starting fresh. Every test match you play is fresh, and you have to start really, really well from ball one. All those things that have happened in the past is in the past. Yeah, you can take certain things out of it, but it doesn't give you that kind of advantage where you can win the game. It's important to focus on those 5 days when we play a test match, and then take it from there. When we reach Melbourne now, we'll figure out what we need to do as a team, what are the best possible playing 11 for us, and then take it from there.
Rohit, in a match like this, when there are constant range interruptions, how does it affect the team in terms of strategy? Is it frustrating? And how do you deal with it as a captain?
No, it is. It is quite frustrating. Look, I mean, the bowlers will say it's not easy to bowl 2 overs and then come back inside and then again get ready to bowl overs. In the hindsight, if you look at it, it gives them enough break time as well to come back really, really fresh and bend their back in the middle. And it's the same thing, with the batters as well. There probably will be a spell where you're struggling to get runs, you're struggling to get your bat in time. You may think we are better off going inside and then come back again and think something different. So it works all sides, to be honest. It doesn't give you any kind of advantage as such, but yeah, it is frustrating to keep coming back in because mentally you are prepared to play for 2 hours and then come back in and then rest for a bit and then go again and play for 2 hours. That's how your mind really works. But it was pretty unfortunate that how the weather played out. But again, sometimes there are things that you can't control, and these 3 or 4 days were not in our control at all.
Rohit, is there any scope for Mohammad Shami to play any stage part of the series? And also, are you locked into the middle order now, or would you consider moving back up to the top?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that as of now. We'll think about one thing at a time. Right now, we've got a week off, and then there's a little bit of time left, for that Melbourne Test match. We'll think about it. That's a good thing is that there's a lot of chats around the team about what is the best thing to do for the team, and whatever is the best thing for the team to do, we will try and do that. And about Shami, I think it's high time somebody from NCA talks about him. I'm really, that's our National Cricket Academy where he is rehabbing. Those guys are the ones need to come up and give us some kind of update. But look, I understand he's playing a lot of cricket back home, but there have been some complaints about, his knee as well. So, look, the last thing you want, the player coming here and then pulling out in the middle of the game. You know what happens when that kind of thing happens. So there's no way we want to take that chance unless we are like not 100%, 200% sure we're not going to take any risk. But yeah, like I said in the last press, the door is open. If those guys at the NCA feel that he is okay to go and recover and play, we'll be happy to have him.
Will Ashwin stay on tour, and if so, it'll feel funny in Sydney if you need 2 spinners. And I know Sunder's there, but if he's floating around there and not in contention, it's very unusual, isn't it?
No, Ashwin's going back home.
He's going back home?
Yeah. He's going back home tomorrow.
Rohit, just quickly, Nathan Lyons said in the break today that he felt the way your top order celebrated avoiding the follow-on yesterday in the room, kind of in the coverage, bizarre, because he felt that it was a sign that perhaps they had your measure, that mentally they had your measure, because just the way you kind of, I wouldn't say carried on, but the celebration of that was interesting. Do you think that you do have that mental fragility too, in a sense? Is that correct in saying, or? Is that more mental mind games being thrown from Australia, perhaps?
It doesn't matter. I've been here enough to understand them. What are mind games and what are chit chatters and all of that. So from our personal point of view, we were behind the game. Obviously, it's a little victory for us, to get to avoid that follow-on. Looking at how the weather was going to play, looking at where the game was heading. Eventually we've ended up in a draw with Australia being ahead in the game. They didn't manage to get the result. So obviously for us to celebrate that, it was a little victory for us, and there is no harm. We enjoy each and every moment, and we saw two guys who were fighting for the team, and we were really happy with that. So we were celebrating how these two guys batted at the end.
Take a couple of questions in Hindi.
रोहित, अश्विन को लगातार हमने देखा है जब वो मैदान में थे, आपसे चर्चा करते थे बॉलिंग के टाइम, कई ऐसे डिसीजंस होते थे जो उसका अहम रोल होता था। मैदान के बाहर भी आप, अजिंक्य रहाणे, पुजारा, एक ग्रुप होता था जब भी भाग आते थे इकट्ठे डिनर वगैरह की। धीरे धीरे करके एक प्लेयर कम हो रहे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं आपकी एक फीलिंग और मैदान के बाहर प्लेयर्स निकल रहे हैं, बतौर एक कप्तान, बतौर एक प्लेयर?
नहीं, बिल्कुल। देखिए, बड़ी इतना क्रिकेट अगर आप साथ में खेले हो और इतने मेमोरीज हमने साथ में शेयर किए, और जब दिखता है कि एक एक करके ये सारे लड़के टीम में नहीं है, तो ऑब्वियसली कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ी वो कमी सी फीलिंग बिल्कुल रहती है। बट क्या कर सकते हैं अभी, मतलब हम हमेशा दोस्त हैं और हमेशा रहेंगे। तो हालांकि डिफरेंस ये रहेगा कि टूर पे हम साथ में नहीं रहेंगे, बट हमारी मुलाकात तो काफ़ी होती है। वैसे अजिंक्य बॉम्बे के हैं, तो बॉम्बे में हम काफ़ी मिलते हैं। पुजारा राजकोट में छुपे रहते हैं, उनसे मुलाकात उतनी होती नहीं है, बट क्रिकेट के फील्ड में कहीं ना कहीं तो हो ही जाती है। बट ऐश भी, आई एम श्योर यार, आप लोग के साथ ही रहेगा वो 1-2 साल में तो ऐसे भी मुलाकात होता ही रहेगा।
कमी महसूस होगी ग्राउंड में?
नहीं, बिल्कुल। देखिए, इतना एक्सपीरियंस है उनके पास, इतने मैचेस उन्होंने जीता है, तो कहीं ना कहीं अभी आपको किसी लेफ्ट या राइट में देखना है तो ये लोग नहीं रहेंगे। तो आपको, बाय द वे, अजिंक्य रहाणे रिटायर नहीं हुआ है, आप मेरे को मरवाओगे मैं ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ कि ये तीनों रिटायर हो गए। पुजारा भी रिटायरमेंट उसने अनाउंस नहीं किया है यार। नहीं, आपने तीनों का नाम लिया इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ। नहीं भाई, अभी नहीं है यहाँ पे, लेफ्ट या राइट देखने में अभी नहीं है, बट आगे पता नहीं, आ सकते हैं यार। सो सिर्फ ऐश नहीं होंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने ऑफिशियली अनाउंस किया है, बट बाकी 2 लोग हैं, वो कभी भी आ सकते हैं और दरवाज़ा किसी के लिए बंद नहीं है। मरवाया यार।
रोहित, आप इतना क्रिकेट खेले अश्विन के साथ, आपने बहुत रिटायरमेंट्स देखा भी पहले लेजेंडरी क्रिकेटर्स का, तो ड्रेसिंग रूम का एटमॉस्फेयर कैसे चेंज होता है? एंड एज अ कैप्टन, क्या वाइल्ड थॉट्स माइंड में आना शुरू हो जाता है कि सारे साथी खिलाड़ी एक एक करके रिटायर हो रहे हैं? डज दैट काइंड ऑफ थोड़ा एम्बिग्यूटी माइंड में आता है विद रिगार्ड्स टू व्हाट इज अहेड ऑफ यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर ओन पर्सनल करियर और विद द टीम? ट्रांजिशन कैसे करना है, क्योंकि आपका सिर्फ एक पर्सनल करियर नहीं देखना, आपको टीम का रोड मैप भी इंश्योर करना है, आगे 8-10 महीने देखने हैं। तो आप अब एज अ कैप्टन अब कैसे सोचेंगे उस बारे में, या ऑलरेडी वो थॉट्स, जैसे आप कह रहे हैं, डिस्कशंस हो रहे हैं?
नहीं, डिस्कशंस होते रहते हैं इस चीज़ के बारे में, और हमें मौका जब भी मिलता है हम डिस्कस करते हैं कि कौन से प्लेयर उभर रहे, कौन से प्लेयर्स रन बना रहे हैं, कौन से प्लेयर्स विकेट्स ले रहे हैं, इंडिया में कौन अच्छा कर रहा है, डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट में कौन अच्छा कर रहा है। तो ये सब चीज़ के बारे में बातें होती रहती है और प्लेयर्स को आइडेंटिफाई वहाँ से किया जाता है, एंड देन उसके बाद हम सिलेक्टर्स और BCCI के साथ ये इन्फॉर्मेशन शेयर करते हैं कि इन पे नज़र रखना चाहिए, हमें इनको देखना चाहिए, ये शायद हो सकते हैं इनके रिप्लेसमेंट या उसके रिप्लेसमेंट। वैसे तो प्लानिंग हमेशा से आगे का होता ही रहता है। जब भी आप, जो भी कप्तान होगा, मैं ही नहीं, मेरे पहले भी जो थे और उसके पहले भी जो थे, एक नज़र टीम की तरफ रहता है और दूसरा नज़र ऑब्वियसली आगे के जनरेशन पे होता है कि अगर ये प्लेयर मिस होगा तो कौन आएगा। तो ये सब चीज़ काफ़ी नॉर्मल है। बट देखिए, एज अ कैप्टन, यस, आपको सिर्फ अपने बारे में नहीं सोचना है, आपको पूरे टीम के बारे में सोचना पड़ता है। तो और कोचेस भी है आसपास, तो आपस में डिस्कशन इस चीज़ के बारे में काफ़ी चलती रहती है कि कैसे टीम को आगे चलाना है, किस माइंडसेट से हमें खेलना है, क्या मैसेजिंग देना है, और ये सब चीज़ के बारे में बातें काफ़ी रेगुलर हद तक चलती रहती है।
अभी कोई और सरप्राइज इन स्टोर तो नहीं है इसका?
नहीं, अभी तो फिलहाल तो कुछ नहीं है।
रोहित भाई, किस तरीके का कॉन्फिडेंस इंडियन टीम ने यहाँ से लिया है और क्या पॉजिटिव्स और नेगेटिव्स थे जो आप मेलबर्न लेकर जाएंगे, और क्या लग रहा है बॉक्सिंग डे टेस्ट मैच से पहले हाईली एंटिसिपेटेड वो टेस्ट मैच है, भीड़ होगी, पूरा मेलबर्न का स्टेडियम भरा रहेगा, क्या तैयारी?
नहीं, देखिए अभी आज ही ख़त्म हुआ है टेस्ट मैच, तो अभी तैयारी के बारे में अभी बोलना बहुत मुश्किल है, क्योंकि अभी हम कल ट्रैवल करेंगे और वहाँ जाएंगे, तो धीरे धीरे हमारा फोकस उस टेस्ट की तरफ जाएगा। पहले ग्राउंड जाके देखना पड़ेगा कि वहाँ पर क्या है, कैसे पिच खेलने वाला है, और उसके बाद हम थोड़ा एनालाइज करके फिर डिसाइड करेंगे कि कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है। देखिए, ये मैच के बारे में मैंने अभी भी नीचे पोस्ट मैच में उस चीज़ के बारे में बात की कि जैसे हमने इस गेम में फ़ाइट किया, बिल्कुल हम गेम में नीचे लगे हुए थे, बट वहाँ से फ़ाइट करना और वहाँ से एक टाइम पे लग रहा था कि फॉलो ऑन हो सकता है, बट हमने फॉलो ऑन बचाया। काफ़ी बड़ा हार्ट दिखाया, बड़ा जिगरा दिखाया लड़कों ने वहाँ पर, और अच्छा बैटिंग किया। तो ये सब चीज़ पॉजिटिव है। हमारी टीम में ये चीज़ अभी काफ़ी लंबे समय से चल रहा है कि हमें इतनी आसानी से गिव अप नहीं करना है, कोई भी सिचुएशन में हो, चाहे आगे हो गेम में या चाहे पीछे हो, हमको फाइट करते रहना है। और जब भी हम सेकेंड इनिंग्स में बॉल भी डालने आए थे, हमने वही इंटेंसिटी से आए थे कि इनको 60-70 रन में हमको ऑल आउट करने के लिए देखना चाहिए, क्योंकि उन लोग शॉट्स लगाने को देखेंगे, रन बनाने के लिए देखेंगे फटाफट, तो इसमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आ सकती है, और अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आई भी, बट अगेन उतना गेम में टाइम नहीं था कि हम 270 या 280 ऑड चेस कर सके 50 ओवर में।
कैप्टन, जिस हिसाब से भारतीय टीम इस दौरे पर आई थी, एक के साथ आप अब मेलबर्न और सिडनी जा रहे हैं, तो जो फाइट बैक हमने देखा, क्या इस टीम के जो कैरेक्टर है, यू थिंक कि ये जो कैरेक्टर फाइट बैक रिफ्लेक्ट्स टीम का कैरेक्टर, और कहीं ना कहीं ये ऊर्जा मिली है इस जो फॉलो ऑन बचाने के बाद, और जिस तरह साहस प्रदर्शन किया आने वाले 2 टेस्ट मैचों के?
जी बिल्कुल। ये टेस्ट मैच से हम भले ऐसे हमें लगेगा कि हम गेम में बड़े पीछे थे या नीचे लगे हुए थे, बट काफ़ी कुछ ये गेम से हम लेके जा सकते हैं हमारे साथ। ये जो एटीट्यूड हमने दिखाया है, इस चीज़ के बारे में मुझे बहुत प्राउड फील होता है, क्योंकि रन्स और विकेट्स एक जगह पे, बट आपका एटीट्यूड और आपका कैरेक्टर अच्छा होगा तो आप इम्पॉसिबल सिचुएशन को भी पॉसिबल बना सकते हैं। और जैसे हमने सेकेंड इनिंग्स में आके बॉलिंग भी की, उनके 5 आउट कर दिए थे 30 या 40 रन पे, तो यू नेवर नो, वहाँ से अगर 20 रन में ऑल आउट हो जाते, 260-270 का टारगेट आता, 60-70 ओवर्स मिलता, तो गेम कहीं पे भी जा सकता है। प्रेशर सामने वाले टीम के ऊपर भी होगा, तो जब तक प्रेशर नहीं आप डालोगे तब तक पता नहीं चलेगा कि प्रेशर के अंडर उन लोग कैसे बिहेव करते। हम पिछली बार जब इधर आए थे, हमने 350 के आसपास 320 या 330 रन हमने चेस कर दिए थे लास्ट डे पे, तो उनके भी दिमाग में ये चीज़ रहेगा कि इनके पास वो काबिलियत है चेस करने में। तो ये सब चीज़ें जो हुई आज इस टेस्ट मैच में, मुझे काफ़ी अच्छा लगा, और मेलबर्न के लिए ऑब्वियसली कॉन्फिडेंस हाई रहेगा लड़कों का, बट अगेन हमें पता है कि हमें शुरू से स्टार्ट करना होगा। वहाँ पे कंडीशंस डिफरेंट होते हैं, बॉल जैसे यहाँ पर चल रहा था शायद वैसे वहाँ पर ना चले, तो ये सब चीज़ हमें एनालाइज करके उतरना पड़ेगा।
बहुत